While playing with her younger sister, the girl suddenly felt stomach pain, hurried upstairs, and rushed into the bathroom. After pulling down her pants, she immediately sat on the toilet. It turned out that today she had reached puberty. Her pain came because her period had begun, but what shocked her was the drops of blood that could hover in midair, a sight that terrified the girl. Outside, her mother kept asking what was wrong. Hearing noises, the mother fearfully burst in, only see the red blood to shoot through the mother's neck and kill her instantly. The father rushed to his wife, but the daughter's scream sent blood spraying everywhere, killing him too. This was the first time Marie's telekinetic blood control power manifested, and because she could not yet master it, tragedy struck. 8 years later, Marie is being trained at Godolphin Academy, a place that gathers people with many abilities. Every day at 6 p.m. she goes to the gym to practice, determined to prevent another disaster, and through diligence she can now manipulate her blood quite skillfully. She applied to Godolphin Academy and was accepted. This school trained professional superheroes who, after graduating, will protect cities nationwide. On her first day, Marie was a bit nervous, looking around with excitement. A flying robot named Magic guided new students and took her to her room, where she shared with a roommate named Emma. After a few introductions, they and the other students were ordered to assemble. To welcome the newcomers, the school staged a friendly match between Luke, the Academy's #1 hero, and the freshman. Luke used his ability to make his whole body burst into flames. He rushed into the battle and completely took control. The students watching were all excited and cheered loudly. Marie, sitting in the stands, told Emma that she would become #1 in the top 10. But just as she finished speaking, the scene that followed made Marie a bit startled. Luke stomped the opponent to the ground and injured both of his arms. Fortunately, that freshman had the ability to heal scars, so the fight ended without any casualties. At that moment, the phone rang, and Emma checked the class schedule. Marie didn't have a phone, so she borrowed her friends to look at them together. After that, she quickly went to the criminology department. It turned out Marie had registered for the general course, but couldn't find her name, so she went to ask Jordan, who ranked second in the school. While they were arguing, the teacher entered and opened fire. Jordan was unprepared and got shot, but unexpectedly she changed form into a male. Marie was extremely surprised but quickly turned to persuade the teacher. She hoped he would let her into the general class to join the crime prevention department. Even though Marie promised to try her best, she was still rejected by the teacher. That evening, while walking in the schoolyard, she saw a male student running very fast. He was high on drugs and attacked both the police and the school guards. Marie used her ability to bring him down to the ground. However, the drugs were still effective, so the guy was very aggressive. It wasn't until Andre appeared to help that the police could subdue him. The next day, Emma took Marie to meet some friends on the same floor. They were all students from the performing arts department. After a few words, Marie stood up and left because she felt she didn't fit in with the entertainment field. Emma ran after her and advised that only a few people each year get contracts to protect the city, and more than 90% of students have to sell products via live stream. However, Marie wanted to be a true superhero, which meant protecting people, not just clowning around on TV. Feeling disheartened, she wandered over to the bulletin board. At that moment, the guy from last night came over and struck up a conversation. Andre invited Marie to hang out with his group outside of school that evening. Hearing that Luke would be there, Marie was thrilled, but afraid of getting disciplined, she had to decline. Back in her room, Marie told Emma about being invited out. Emma immediately encouraged Marie to go to the party because not everyone gets the chance to meet Golden Boy. It was only then, after hearing her friend's explanation, that Marie found out Luke had another nickname at school, Golden Boy. Still, Marie used the excuse that she had no clothes to wear to turn it down. Unexpectedly, Emma opened her wardrobe and picked out a fancy outfit for her. Then Emma even did Marie's makeup and sent her off to the meeting spot. There, 4 top heroes were gathered. They drove together to the outskirts of the city. Even though they were superheroes, everyone was using drugs. Only Marie went up the tower to enjoy the breeze. Luke saw her and approached with a bottle of alcohol in hand. However, Marie had never liked alcohol, so she refused to drink. Touched by Luke's genuine concern, Marie opened up. She hinted that she had accidentally caused her parents' death years ago. It seemed Luke had a similar pain, which made him sympathize with her. Luke advised Marie that if she wanted to be a superhero, she should do it for herself, not for others. After that, the group went to a bar. The manager asked if they had made a reservation, but Kate touched his hand and used her mind control power, so the manager happily led everyone inside. As soon as the group sat down, the older students brought out a bag of drugs. Marie was tempted and reached out to try throwing some. After that, the whole group started using drugs and dancing together. At this point, Luke was also beginning to get high, and he gradually fell into hallucinations. Luke kept hearing his younger brother calling for help somewhere nearby. Meanwhile, Andre was using his ability to fly flirt with a girl. He turned a coin into a bird and controlled it to fly in a certain direction. Suddenly, someone touched Andre's hand, startling him and causing the bird to change direction. The bird slashed the artery of a girl in front of him. The music stopped immediately, and everyone panicked and screamed. Seeing this, Marie tried to stay calm. She controlled the victim's blood to return to the artery. Thanks to that, no one died. The people around recorded videos and spread them online. Overnight, Marie became a superhero in the eyes of the public. The incident quickly reached Professor Richard. He called Marie to his office to talk. The professor appreciated what Marie had done, but he advised her to return to her hometown because he believed her power had little value here. He even threatened her by bringing up the fact that she had caused the death of her parents in the past. Marie was so sad that she burst into tears. Immediately afterward, she left the office. Upon meeting Emma, Marie blamed her, asking why Emma had encouraged her to go out. At the same time, Luke woke up after a passionate night with Kate. He again heard the voice calling and saw a hallucination. Sam told Luke, "This wasn't a dream. Please help her." On the other side, Marie sadly sat behind a wall and cried uncontrollably. She took a knife and cut a long line across her palm, then used her angry blood to knock over a trash can. Marie thought of her younger sister. She wanted to prove to her younger sister that she wasn't a monster. Marie decided to return to the professor's office. When Marie opened the door, she was shocked to see that Luke had just burned the professor to ashes. Luke hurriedly explained that he had no choice but to do it. Marie was frightened and said she would keep the secret, but at that moment, Luke had lost control. He began to chase her down. Fortunately, Jordan was in the hallway and managed to buy time for Marie to escape. However, Luke was known as one of the top superheroes, so after a while of fighting, Jordan gradually fell into a disadvantage. Jordan suffered a lot of damage. Luke lifted Jordan up and pinned him against the wall, but didn't kill him. After that, he continued chasing Marie. When she reached the schoolyard and had nowhere else to run, Marie prepared to fight. Luckily, Andre was able to calm Luke down. After apologizing, Luke suddenly flew into the sky and exploded. Everyone present was horrified. The police quickly arrived and sealed off the scene. At that moment, Kate ran to the place and collapsed to the ground. The person she loved was now just shattered pieces stored in a bucket. The school board, upon hearing the news, hurriedly held a closed meeting. They began to consider holding a memorial for the professor to make money. The board's plan was that Golden Boy got high and lost control, while Andre and Marie tried to stop him but failed. Through a phone call from this woman, a secret was revealed. It turned out that people with superpowers did not naturally have them, but got them because their parents agreed to inject compound Vi. The next morning, Marie appeared on the school's top 10 list. This had never happened before because she was just a freshman. Clearly, the ranking was not based on ability, but was entirely arranged by the school board. Jordan was therefore extremely dissatisfied. She went to the professor's memorial. Before Jordan could place her card, she saw a long-armed girl live streaming while crying. But once the live stream ended, she turned indifferent and emotionless. Jordan was very upset upon seeing that. If Kate hadn't shown up, something would definitely have happened. Kate apologized to Jordan on behalf of her boyfriend because she knew that the professor meant a lot to him. While the situation was tense, a group of students nearby were gossiping and laughing loudly. Kate walked over to the guy named Rufus and used her power to make him go buy a baseball bat. Then, he had to come back and hit himself with it. By now, Marie had become famous. The head of PR came to meet her and informed her that a phone, music player, and even a massage device had been delivered to her room. It was a gift from everyone to show their admiration for her. Andre wasn't excited at all about being ranked #1. His father had to encourage him a lot for him to stop overthinking. Right after that, Marie was present at the studio. She and Andre went on stage to shoot a promotional poster. Marie tried her best to make her expression look as natural as possible. The pair suddenly became famous. Wherever they went, people asked to take pictures with them. Andre didn't seem very comfortable because he was still thinking about Luke. Andre believed there was no way Luke would just randomly kill the professor. They discussed and managed to connect 2 clues. Andre remembered Luke mentioning the VOT organization, and Golden Boy also said that Andre's father was holding the evidence. However, everything so far was still unclear. Andre wanted to investigate, but Marie refused to go. She didn't want to get involved in any more trouble. Marie returned to class and received a summons. Principal Shetty wanted to have a few words with the top 10. Marie put on a cheerful face, while Jordan felt extremely uncomfortable. Just because he was bisexual, he had been pushed down in the rankings. Clearly, Jordan had fought to protect Marie, yet now all his efforts had been stolen. Jordan didn't need Marie to be grateful, but he asked her to tell the truth during the interview. Meanwhile, Andre went to see Kate. They discussed with each other and were determined to get to the bottom of the matter. That afternoon, Shetty called Marie in for a private meeting and expressed her desire to help her student overcome the fear of the past. However, Marie firmly stated that she was no longer haunted by anything. She just wanted to become a hero, to earn money to find her younger sister. Her younger sister had been adopted, and it was unclear where she was now. On a deeper level, Marie wanted to prove to her sister that she was not a demon. After that, maybe the two of them could be a family again. Seeing that Marie didn't like therapy, Shetty didn't push further. However, as soon as Marie left, Shetty's expression suddenly changed. There were indeed many secrets at this academy. Luke's younger brother was actually still alive. Sam was being held in a quarantine area. Every day he had to endure the pain of inhumane experiments. In another development, Andre and Kate went to Luke's room to investigate, but unexpectedly, all of his belongings had already been cleared out. Not only that, they had even used chemicals to erase everything. Unable to find any information, the two had no choice but to leave Luke's room. While wandering in front of the school gate, Andre discovered that the security camera had been melted. Andre recalled what Luke said before he exploded, that his father was keeping it. Without hesitation, Andre climbed the statue, used his superpower to drill a hole, and pulled out Luke's phone. It turned out Luke had known his brother was imprisoned by the VOT organization. Professor Richard was part of that because they were caught up in the discussion. Andre forgot about his interview schedule, so Kate had to calm him down and tell him to go there to avoid suspicion. The rescue of Sam had to be done carefully, step by step. Meanwhile, Marie was already at the interview location to read the script in advance. She understood that it would be hard for her to help Jordan. On the other side, as they were almost at the place, Andre suddenly changed direction. He broke into the server room to search for information. As expected, Sam was still alive and being held captive. The person who caused chaos at the school gate a few days ago was him. Andre took a screenshot as evidence. Suddenly, the security team entered, forcing him to hide under the table. Luckily, they didn't intend to search the room, but only retrieved important data before quickly leaving. On the other side, Marie had already sat down, ready for the interview. The female reporter suddenly revealed that she had invited Marie's younger sister to comment remotely. Upon hearing that, Marie begged the reporter to give her the address. However, the reporter said that Annabeth didn't want anything to do with Marie anymore, so she was forced to stay silent. This story made Marie forget Jordan's request. Marie claimed that she had stopped Golden Boy while he was out of control. Everything followed Vaught's script. When Marie returned to her room, her roommate was gone. Seeing the family photo on the desk, Marie burst into tears. Shetty took this opportunity to show up and comfort her student. At the same time, Andre was following the soldiers into a secret room and witnessed them killing a security guard. Andre panicked and made a noise. Realizing he had been discovered, he used his superpower to knock away the enemy's weapons. However, they were wearing armor and had devices that suppressed superpowers. Andre quickly dropped to the floor and held his head in pain. At that moment, Kate appeared just in time to save him, but because she had used too much of her power, she staggered and fainted. Going back to 3 years ago, Luke and Kate went to the psychiatric hospital to help calm Sam down. Sam had found out about Compound 5, so he felt frustrated that their parents had caused him to have brain damage. While Luke was trying to reassure his brother, a guard acted aggressively, so Sam didn't hesitate to punch him from the stomach up to the mouth. Sam lost control and even hit Luke. It wasn't until Kate used her power that Sam fell asleep. That was also the moment she woke up. Although Andre was secretly glad, he still scolded Kate, saying that if she hadn't been lucky, she could have died. Then Andre showed Kate a picture of Sam. He told her they needed to act immediately to rescue Luke's younger brother. But Kate strongly objected because she didn't want to lose another loved one. Even so, Andre remained determined. Despite Kate warning that she would use her powers to stop him, he reached out and held her hand, and in that moment, the two felt a spark. In another development, Marie returned to her room and heard Emma calling. Marie followed the sound and found her roommate tiny as an ant under the table. That was Emma's ability. She could shrink by eating or vomiting on the wall. Marie looked worried and advised Emma not to do that again. Marie said Emma was so small she couldn't even move. What if she became food for the ants? But Emma got angry. She didn't want anyone else to pity her. The next day, Marie was invited by Principal Shetty to have breakfast at her house. In the friendly atmosphere, Shetty suggested that Marie join her at Richard's fundraising event. Faced with the opportunity to meet celebrities, Marie agreed. Meanwhile, Andre was being questioned by his father for missing the interview. He had to say he overslept to cover the truth. Paul let it go and asked Andre to attend Richard's fundraiser with him the next day. The board's review of the new rankings at Godalkin University made Paul push Andre to take advantage of the fundraiser to gain the trust of the present board members in order to secure his #1 position. At the same time, Marie returned to school to find Kate. They hadn't seen each other since the tragedy with Luke happened. Marie sincerely expressed her condolences, but that didn't stop Kate from feeling resentful toward her, because in the previous previous interview, Marie had made Luke look like a lunatic in the public's eyes. Moreover, Marie pushed Jordan aside and took all the credit for herself. Kate's eyes welled up with tears as she recalled the past. The day Luke found out his younger brother had done something reckless, he was completely devastated. Luke had always been warm and emotional. He could do anything for his family and loved ones. Yet now he had to bear the false accusation in his own death. That night, powerful figures were all present at the fundraising event. Marie appeared in a dazzling red dress, immediately attracting media attention. The board members were extremely pleased because they had found a new star. Investors kept handing out business cards, hoping to sign a contract with Marie. Marie showed her dissatisfaction at having to lie about her family. Shetty reassured her that it was a normal thing in the superhero world. At that moment, Jordan walked past, glaring at Marie with hatred in his eyes. Andre also showed up alongside his father. Emma's mother introduced Emma to a TV network representative. She wanted Emma to shut down her Little Cricket YouTube channel to build a new image. Emma's mother also hoped that she would bravely face her own problems. Feeling disheartened, Emma went into the restroom and cried. At that moment, Marie also walked in. The two looked at each other with awkward eyes. After a moment of silence, Marie took the initiative to apologize to Emma. They agreed to always remain good friends. Regaining her composure, Emma returned to the party. She firmly rejected the offer from the TV network and walked away. Emma stepped outside to smoke in order to calm down. When Andre came and sat next to her, he started a conversation and showed her a picture of Sam. Andre wanted Emma to help him find out where Luke's younger brother was being held. He only thought of her because he had no other option. Deep down, Andre didn't expect Emma to get involved. Yet after hearing about it, she immediately agreed. Emma decided she would no longer run away as a pitiful girl. Immediately after, she shrank her body and took a GPS tag. It was connected to a phone so Andre could track her location. With courage mixed with the effect of drugs, Emma acted at once. She crawled through a small hole under the wall and infiltrated inside. Emma hid in the food tray brought to Sam by the staff. Then she easily entered his prison cell. However, before Emma could do anything, Sam trapped her in a plastic cup. After Emma left, Andre also returned to the fundraiser to avoid suspicion. At that moment, Shetty was introducing Marie as the main figure of fundraiser. Then a memorial video for Professor Richard was played. Andre looked at the GPS and saw Emma still hadn't moved, so he became very worried. He intended to go out and find a way to contact her, but was stopped by his father. Reluctantly, Andre had to reveal Sam's situation. Paul warned his son not to tell anyone. He emphasized that this matter might cost a life. Andre was confused and questioned his father if he knew about it, but his father didn't answer and asked him to forget about it. Meanwhile, in the prison cell, Emma was being questioned by Sam. He wanted to check if she was a hallucination he imagined. Sam asked a series of questions about himself and made her answer. Finally, Sam confirmed Emma was real. He asked why she was there. At the same time, Sam warned that the place was extremely dangerous. Emma honestly answered that she came to scout with the purpose of rescuing Sam. However, he showed no interest in that. Sam said he was confused. Every time he tried to escape, others died. Emma had to lie that Luke sent her. Only then did Sam reveal the security door codes. Meanwhile, at the fundraiser party, Marie was very uncomfortable knowing she was being used. She stood up wanting to go back to her room to rest. But as Marie passed by Jordan, she had to listen to his criticism. In a moment of emotion, Marie revealed that she had killed her parents during her first period. Marie admitted she was no hero at all. She shouted, asking if that was enough to satisfy them. Hearing these words, both Jordan and Kate showed sympathy. They were no longer harsh with the freshman friend. Kate reassured Marie that what happened was not her fault, but because their parents had accepted to use Compound V. Thus, the three of them happily talked together. All previous misunderstandings were cleared up. Meanwhile, in the prison room, Emma was also trying to talk with Sam. Emma said she was terrible that vomiting could trigger her transformation. Sam shyly objected. He praised her for being pretty and brave. At that moment, suddenly a warning siren sounded. Sam panicked as he realized danger was approaching. He hurriedly reminded her that they knew she was there. Sam warned Emma and told her to run away immediately. But before finishing, he was shocked with an electric shock and fainted. Emma quickly ran deep between two stacks of books. Then she witnessed Sam being tortured. Emma felt extremely terrified. Without hesitation, Emma took a run and jumped on the soldier. She crawled into his ear and then made her body a little bigger. Before he could understand what was happening, he collapsed dead on the spot. Sam woke up just as Emma crawled out of the soldier's hand. But before they could rejoice, another group of soldiers burst into the room. Sam had to use his strength to help Emma escape. When Shetty arrived, half the security team was already dead. She only picked up the tiny shoe Emma had dropped. At this time outside, Andre's group was also looking for Emma. Based on the traces left behind, Andre concluded that Sam and Emma had escaped from the prison room. Suddenly, everyone's phones received a notification. It was the new ranking announced by the council. Obviously, Andre was still number 1. Marie climbed to position number 2. Jordan remained at number 5 without change. He was dissatisfied with that and decided to withdraw from the plan. Kate also left because she was angry that Andre did not listen to her. She thought this matter was too much for them. At the same time, Sam took Emma to an old movie theater. She was a little anxious because she had killed someone. Sam quickly reassured her that the person was evil and she did it only to save him. Hearing that, Emma felt more at ease. She decided to handle the current situation. Sam agreed and planned to call Luke, but then Emma told him a shocking piece of news. She said Sam's brother had died. At first, Sam didn't believe it because Luke was too strong and no one could do that. Only when Emma said he had done something foolish did Sam accept the truth. Sam started smashing everything around and then lay still on the ground. Losing his close brother was too much for Sam to bear. Despite the danger, Emma jumped down beside Sam. She comforted him that everything would pass because she was here. Meanwhile at school, Shetty was discussing with reporters. She wanted to steer public opinion away from the question of why Luke killed the professor and then did something foolish. Shetty told the reporters to find someone to take the blame except for the top 5. At the same time, Andre, feeling stuck, went to Kate to confide. Marie met the psychic Rufus, the guy Kate caught the day before, making himself hit with a stick. Indeed, Rufus also had some ability. Just by looking into Marie's eyes, he knew she was looking for her roommate and her younger sister. However, he often used his power to do dirty tricks. Marie was no exception. He made her faint and took her to his room, intending to do something dirty. Unexpectedly, Marie suddenly woke up and made his penis explode. At that moment, Jordan burst in through the door. Despite their conflict, he was truly worried about Marie. That afternoon, the reporter organized an interview. He targeted the 3 people in Luke's group to try to find information. With his ability, Nike easily found Andre's weaknesses. Nike quickly pushed Andre into a loss of control. In anger, Andre deliberately grabbed the mic and threw it on the floor, then left. This time, Emma had returned to her normal form. Although Sam and Emma had just met, they quickly became close, but Sam was still a bit shy. Even though Emma took the initiative, he still stood up pretending to get food. At school, Shetty came to meet Marie to ask about Emma. Marie tried to calm herself to avoid revealing any weakness. Marie said that lately Emma often slept in her friend's room. Hearing that, Shetty did not question further. However, she invited reporter Nike under the pretext of giving interview training aimed at Marie. With his ability, he could see Marie's pupils dilate and contract, thereby making an accurate judgment about when she was lying. After a series of pressing questions, Marie had to tell the truth, from the fact that she went to see the professor and was asked to take a leave of absence, to the fact that Jordan had held Luke back. She admitted that Jordan was the real hero. Shetty was not satisfied with Nike's behavior because he did not avoid the top 5. As she had said, it seemed this reporter didn't care about that, as he only wanted to find the truth. Nike also declared he would not blame the students, but instead targeted Shetty. Letting Sam escape was taboo. Nike knew this weakness and could completely control the situation. At that time, in the abandoned movie theater, Sam's illness flared up again. He talks to an imaginary TV show in his head. The puppet constantly urges him to kill Dr. Cardosa. Emma, seeing this, cannot help but be surprised. She tries to ask Sam who Dr. Cardosa is. He answers that this guy is the one who tortured him, but Sam is afraid he cannot control his behavior. After that, he runs outside. With just one jump, he flies into the deep forest. Emma can only stand and watch helplessly. Meanwhile, Andre is still depressed after the interview. He goes to his father's bronze statue and uses his power to distort its head. When Andre sees Kate, he immediately rushes to hug her. Jordan then comes to question Marie about the incident in class. Marie doing that is no different from digging her own grave. When questioned about her motive, Marie gets angry and says it's because she has emotions like a normal person. Jordan then changes into his male form and thanks Marie with a kiss. While the couple is passionate, Emma runs in to interrupt. Emma announces that Sam is chasing Dr. Cardosa, so they must stop him. Coincidentally, Jordan knows where he is. In another scene, in the forest where Shetty meets Nike, she reveals he has a tumor in his brain. That is why Nike has strange and abnormal behavior. From car logs to even a human skull, all that evidence is in Shetty's hands. She uses it to make a deal with Nike. Shetty demands he keeps silent about the investigations at the school. Reluctantly, Nike must obey. Nike announces that Luke has lost control for unknown reasons. Therefore, the students at the school have joined together to stop him. At this time, Sam has broken into Dr. Cardosa's house. Cardosa is frightened and begs Sam to spare his family. In exchange, Sam demands anything, and Cardosa agrees. But now Sam has completely lost control. He swings and smashes the stone table, then rushes to attack Professor Cardosa. Fortunately, Andre and the group arrived in time to stop Sam. Emma told everyone to be quiet so she could persuade Sam. However, Andre accidentally said something that displeased Sam. Immediately, Sam punched Andre very brutally. The situation went out of control. Marie had to use violence to intervene. She cut her hand and used her blood to try to hold Sam back. Meanwhile, Emma took advantage of the time to eat and transform. Sam only lightly waved his hand and disabled Marie. Sam threw a punch, but Jordan rushed up to block it. Jordan endured the pain and threw Sam out of the room. Immediately after, Emma ran out in a giant form. She subdued Sam and continuously reassured him. Marie also promised Sam that she would fix this. At this point, the situation was temporarily stable and everyone went back home. Emma was responsible for taking care of Sam, while Marie and Jordan returned to their room. Below, Andre and Kate had just woken up. Then the two held hands and went upstairs, accidentally opening Marie's door. Marie was embarrassed and quickly got out of bed to put on clothes. Outside, Marie saw Emma lying soaking in the pool with her giant body. Jordan found this very strange. Normally, Jordan drank a lot of beer but did not get drunk. Yet this time he lost his memory. Moreover, his memories had been damaged for several days. Andre looked at his phone. It was Saturday. Andre and Kate also did not remember anything from the past few days. At this time, Sam suddenly returned looking for Emma. However, both Emma and Marie had no memory of him. Hearing Marie speak, Sam realized they had been made to forget about him. Sam told Emma to be careful and trust no one. He also promised to help her remember that she was a true hero. Sam ran away, and Marie said, "Is this guy crazy?" Emma agreed, and they returned to their room. On the way, Andre's group arrived. At this moment, she realized the problem was serious. Reviewing the video, she discovered that Rufus had been at the party. Marie concluded that it was him who did it. Perhaps his purpose was to take revenge on her for the penis explosion incident. Meanwhile, in the underground hospital, Dr. Cardoso was extremely worried. He told Shetty he wanted to shut down this place. He believed Sam was more harmful than beneficial, and sooner or later, this place would be discovered. However, Shetty affirmed that the kid's problem was already resolved, so Cardoso should feel free to do his work, which was dissecting superhumans to perfect the virus. Knowing he could not go against her will, Dr. Cardoso did not argue anymore. However, he wanted Shetty to hand Marie over to him because her blood manipulation ability was very special. But Shetty refused because Marie currently had a protector. So for now, they could not touch her. Upstairs, this group of people were still trying to find the reason for their memory loss. What Rufus did to Marie was considered revenge. But why did it happen to everyone? While they were debating, they suddenly noticed Andre was gone. Kate panicked and said Andre might have gone to kill Rufus. The group disbanded. Jordan and Marie returned to school. They accidentally saw Rufus talking to Shetty. Jordan intended to accuse him, but Marie stopped him. Not knowing how to explain, Marie felt Shetty was untrustworthy. When Shetty left, they chased after Rufus. However, when they caught up, it was Benny disguised. He did that to receive $20. At that moment, Rufus ran back to the room where Andre was already sitting. Andre closed all the doors, preparing for an interrogation. Rufus fearfully said he never touched Marie. Andre said that was true, but Rufus had touched Kate. Andre then angrily rushed forward to choke Rufus. Suddenly, Andre was at a milk tea shop because Rufus had managed to use his ability. Back in the room, Emma found the shirt she was wearing only available at the old movie theater. Emma reminded Marie that Sam had mentioned the movie theater before. At the same time, Sam was still on the run. His mind was chaotic, and he imagined himself fighting. The first puppet had its head pulled off by him. Bullets fired repeatedly caused no harm. Sam continued to twist the necks of each one, his methods extremely ruthless. When Sam escaped the hallucination, the surroundings were scattered with bodies. All of them were mutilated, with parts thrown everywhere. Meanwhile, after linking the information they had, Marie concluded that Rufus was connected to the school. Marie wondered what Shetty wanted them to forget. Emma did not think much and put on her shoes to look for Sam. Seeing her friend scratching her neck like an addict, she questioned her. Marie noticed Emma's strange behavior. She looked in the mirror and discovered a blood clot under her shoulder. With her ability, Marie easily removed it. She was extremely confused when she saw a tracking device. Without delay, Marie went to find Andre and met Kate there. She told everything and believed Shetty was involved. Right now, the group was facing something very terrible. Kate asked Marie to check if she had been implanted with a tracking device, but when Marie touched Kate's neck, Kate held Marie's hand, apologized, and used her power. Marie came back in a state with no memory of the chip incident. Jordan asked why Marie had a wound on her shoulder, but Marie did not know. She even did not remember who Rufus was. Jordan concluded that Marie's memory had been erased by Rufus again, so she angrily went to look for Rufus. However, Marie called her back. Thanks to the sensation she had experienced, Marie discovered something under Jordan's neck. It turned out the one who erased the group's memories was Kate. Kate had been psychologically manipulated by Shetty. Although she had no power, Shetty's ability to manipulate was very strong. Shetty persuaded Kate to continue the mission, because only by doing so could she help her friends avoid danger. Shetty told Kate to use her gift to do good, no matter how difficult it was. At the same time, Emma arrived at the old movie theater and met Sam. Although Emma had not yet remembered Sam, she still chose to trust him. Sam reassured her that it was not her fault and that she was the one who made Luke forget him. Kate left Shetty's office and went to the gym to find Andre. Jordan sent a message saying he had found Rufus. Jordan coordinated with Marie to easily restrain Rufus. However, Rufus truly knew nothing. From the memory erasure to the tracking chip implantation, he had only been running away for the past few days because he was afraid of revenge for molesting Marie. Emma also called Marie and confirmed that Kate was the real culprit. As they were about to leave, Andre suddenly appeared and attacked Rufus. Andre pinned Rufus to the wall with scissors. Marie and Jordan rushed to stop him. They told Andre that the culprit was Kate. Andre did not believe it and used his power to throw a shovel. Only when Kate confirmed did Andre stop. When his memories were restored, Andre cried. Kate also cried and apologized, but he called her a monster and walked away. Kate then restored everyone's memories. Because she used too much power, her eyes turned red with blood veins and her head echoed with accusations. Kate began to stagger and faint. After the incident, Andre believed Kate had caused Luke to kill the professor and do something reckless. Marie dismissed that possibility. She understood that Kate was not a ruthless person. Marie thought Kate harmed no one and that the school was the real cause. Suddenly, Jordan screamed for help. Because of overusing her power, Kate's brain was damaged. Marie noticed Kate's pulse weakening. Jordan said if it's weak, then raise it. Marie hesitated, fearing she could not control her power. But the urgent situation, combined with Andre's urging, made Marie take the risk, and she successfully saved Kate from the critical condition. At the same time, in the underground hospital, Dr. Cardosa and Shetty entered the room of a girl named Bestie. He wanted to show his colleague the result of his research. Since the virus was injected, Bestie had been unable to use her powers. Cardosa had succeeded in controlling the superheroes, and the virus he created only affected those with superpowers. To achieve this result, Cardosa had made Sam suffer pain for many years. Now it was the poor Bestie's turn. Cardosa wanted to send the report to the research institute, but Shetty said to wait. She wanted him to inject Bestie with a stronger dose to see the reaction. Meanwhile, although Kate escaped danger, she had not yet regained consciousness. Kate was lying on the chair when suddenly she disappeared. At the same time, a nearby wall opened a gate to a forest. The group did not know what was happening, but they decided to go inside and investigate. They saw a woman crying loudly, calling for her child. Andre recognized the missing child as Kate's younger brother. It turned out they were inside her memory. That day, Kate had accidentally driven her brother away. While the group was watching, a voice spoke. The man stepped forward and questioned why they were there. He explained that he was Kate's imaginary boyfriend from childhood. He warned the group to find a way to leave before being trapped forever. The occasional flashes of light were not lightning, but signs that in the real world, Kate was having an aneurysm. If she became a vegetative state, the whole group would too. The man warned that if they wanted to live, they must follow him. However, as he said this, he suddenly exploded. After regaining her memory, Emma went to find Sam. The two happily hugged and kissed. Returning to Kate's memories, the group encountered a room where she was locked inside. Kate's mother showed disgust toward her. Her mother brought Shetty in and warned her not to let Kate touch her. Shetty used the name Indira in her organization. Then she acted friendly and asked Kate how long she had been locked up. 9 years, was the answer, making Andre frown in discomfort. At Kate's most difficult moment, Indira appeared like a savior. Indira gave Kate a kind of medicine to take daily. The voices in her head would no longer exist. Kate was extremely happy and cried, enjoying a peace she had never known before. Immediately afterward, the group was moved to a classroom, the place where Kate first met Luke. Suddenly, the scene changed. Luke approached and said he did not trust Andre. Then on the screen played a scene of intimacy between Andre and Kate. It turned out they had secretly been seeing each other behind Luke's back for a long time. Luke angrily hunted down the group. They tried to fight back but could not use their superpowers there, so they had to run away. Marie was surprised that Andre was like that. He explained that he did not want it either, but he truly loved Kate. Marie was about to question more, but the space changed again. The group was taken to Jordan's memories. That was the first time Luke confronted the professor about Sam's matter. Seeing Luke lose control, Jordan used a sedative to make him unconscious. She asked the professor what was going on, and he said Luke needed specialized treatment to push his powers further. Hearing that, Jordan also requested treatment, but Professor Richard dismissed it and said Jordan was strong-willed and stable, so it was unnecessary. At the same time, he asked Jordan to keep this secret in exchange for allowing her to be his teaching assistant. Jordan could have stopped the tragedy right then, but instead, she chose to be the assistant to save herself. Faced with criticism from her female self, Jordan did not defend himself but cried bitterly, admitting his his mistakes. He had used the excuse of the dear professor to cover up his cowardice. At that moment, in the movie theater, Sam and Emma were intimate with each other. Sam expressed concern that Emma would be in danger while by his side. However, she insisted that was the best thing. Sam suggested they run away to another place, but Emma did not want him to keep running. She reassured him that there was someone who could help them. Returning to Kate's memory, the group was taken to the Vought Institute. Jordan froze when he witnessed the scene before him. The professor, the doctor, and Indira were experimenting on Sam and Luke's bodies. Luke woke up screaming in panic. Indira called Kate in to erase Luke's memory and made Luke think that his younger brother had died. During that time, Kate did this countless times. Whenever Luke found a clue, she made him forget everything. However, Kate was unaware that this was bad because Shetty and the professor cleverly switched concept. They said Kate needed to continue to help Luke stabilize his mind and become stronger. Suddenly, Shetty looked at the group and asked Kate to make them forget everything. The group ran away while the space around them gradually broke apart. Marie suddenly saw a familiar door. It was the place where she had accidentally killed her parents. Marie's younger sister Annabeth sat there trembling and continuously blaming Marie. No matter how much Marie tried to become a superhero, she was still a murderer in her sister's eyes. So here, every person's hidden darkness was exposed. Marie tried to hold back her tears. She shouted to speak to Kate that none of them were at fault. Immediately after, they were taken to Kate's subconscious. No matter how Marie tried to persuade her, Kate did not want to wake up. Andre abruptly interrupted harshly, accusing Kate of manipulating everyone, including him. He said he would choose not to love Kate anymore. Those words truly had an effect. Kate opened her eyes and everyone also escaped the nightmare. At that moment, Emma brought Sam over. As soon as Sam saw Kate, he became agitated and rushed to attack. The group immediately tried to stop him, but was thrown aside by Sam. Emma ran over to try to calm her boyfriend. In the end, the power of love took effect. Everyone still could not accept being deceived by Kate. Marie took the initiative to speak up, telling Kate to make amends. So Kate recounted everything she knew, starting with how they used Sam to increase Luke's power. Besides that, Shetty also directed research on something else. However, Kate did not know the purpose. Marie gave a temporary conclusion that Shetty was the root cause of the matter, and they would have to see this through because there was no turning back. At the same time, female superhero who was experimented on with the virus by Dr. Cardosa died. Contrary to Cardosa's fearful expression, Shetty smiled wickedly and asked if he could now make it spread. As a result, more students were imprisoned. They used the body of a sick person to test the infection speed. Cardosa felt Shetty had crossed the line and threatened to report to superiors, but she warned him to remember that the compound killing superheroes was created by him. Cardosa could only be angry and finish the experiment. After being exposed, Kate called Shetty, but before Kate could explain, Shetty said she had an appointment with the city council. Shetty told Kate to take another pill and then hung up. Kate returned to inform the group. Kate promised that when Shetty returned, she would use her power to make Shetty tell everything, but except for Marie, no one trusted Kate. Jordan left, causing Marie to run after her to explain. After a while of talking, everything was temporarily settled. Because Jordan was a teaching assistant, he had the office key. Taking advantage of Shetty being in the city, they decided to find evidence on their own. Jordan tried to access the computer but failed. Marie saw a file of notes about a plane crash and was very surprised to see Shetty's family was involved. Suddenly, the door burst open. It was Dr. Cardosa who came in. He was drunk and depressed because a colleague forced him to disobey his superior's orders. The couple hiding under the table overheard all his complaints. Marie peeked out and saw Cardosa urinating into a bottle. He was bitter and wanted to take revenge on the female colleague. From Cardosa's grumbling, they knew that Shetty also had the nickname Indira. They also questioned what infection rate he mentioned was. In the city, Shetty was meeting an influential woman. She had also lost a nephew in the plane crash and tended to oppose superheroes. However, after watching Shetty's experiment, she considered it a war. She advised Shetty not to let hatred destroy herself. No matter what, their family could not be brought back. But Shetty was determined. Even alone, she would carry it through. Back at school, Sam was in Emma's room. His girlfriend went out, so he was bored and opened her drawer to play with her various underwear. Suddenly, there was shouting in the hallway. Sam opened the door and saw the students playing tricks. He forgot Emma's warning and cheered. Since childhood, Sam had never played like that. After a while, they moved locations. Hearing Emma would come to the party, Sam agreed to go along. At this time, Andre and Kate were waiting for Shetty to come home. They watched a live broadcast of Andre's father and discussed some matters when suddenly he had a seizure and lost control. Kate hurriedly urged Andre to go to the scene to see what was happening, while she would stay to wait for Shetty. Emma bought some things and returned, but did not find Sam, so she worriedly ran to look for him. Meanwhile, Andre had followed his father into the ambulance. violence. He had to use his power to resist the power emitted by his father while in a coma. However, Andre was not strong enough to control the situation. Objects flew everywhere, causing rescue workers to be seriously injured. Over at the schoolyard, Jordan went to the person who had played dirty tricks on Emma before, using the excuse of a fight. During the chaos, Marie infiltrated the location where Newman was speaking before the election day. Students protested, causing the recording session to become chaotic. The bodyguards had to take Newman away first and accidentally encountered Marie. Emma anxiously searched for Sam in the crowd, but he was unaware of the possible danger to himself. Sam even showed displeasure when Emma took him back to the shelter room. After returning, Shetty found the house completely dark and Kate sat silently on a chair. Kate openly criticized what Shetty had done to her. Every day Shetty forced Kate to take medicine and manipulated her mind. Sensing something was wrong, Shetty softened her tone and promised that after finishing a few tasks, she would take Kate away from there. She also assured the safety of Kate's friends. At first, Kate did not believe her, but Shetty knew how to persuade. Using familial affection, Kate leaned into her embrace. Meanwhile, in the bulletproof room, Newman told Marie to analyze her blood using her power. Marie was very surprised to find compound Vive in Newman's body. This meant Newman was also a superhero. Even more astonishing, Newman had the ability to control blood like Marie. Newman had hidden this for many years. Marie was the first to know. Both had the same power and circumstance, so they quickly developed mutual sympathy. Newman had even been watching Marie for a long time and had secretly helped her several times. Once trust was established, Marie told Newman everything, but Newman told Marie to return to school and leave that matter for her to handle. Marie objected because she did not want to stay there. However, Newman pointed out a harsh reality to Marie. Their foundation was not yet strong enough to overthrow the organization. If they were imprisoned in the re-education camp, their lives would be over. Newman advised Marie to graduate and rank in the top 7 superheroes in the country. Then she would have a voice to change everything. In another development at the institute, Andre was watching his father when he received a message from Kate asking him to come to Shetty's house. The group members also received the message and gathered there. Kate's eyes were bloodshot from using her powers. Kate demanded Shetty to explain the whole story. It turned out this school was just a front. Godolkin was a behavioral scientist who created this place to study how superheroes operated. From that, he found their weaknesses and how to control them. The students did not come here to learn, but were research subjects. Controlled by Kate, Shetty also revealed her plan. Shetty wanted the virus to spread worldwide to kill all superheroes in revenge for her relatives who died in a plane crash caused by a superhero. Shetty also criticized the superhero species for spreading disaster wherever they went. Even Marie killed her parents when she lost control. Hearing this, Kate angrily forced Shetty to hold a knife and slit her own throat. Kate decided to take the initiative to attack the organization first. Jordan ran over to try to save her, but it was too late. Marie was also in pain as things escalated too far. At the parking basement, Newman met with Cardosa. He brought his virus samples to Newman. He did not want to destroy all superheroes, but only control them humanely. Cardosa had thought Newman shared his views, but when she knew this was the entire batch of the virus and that he had destroyed all records of the experiments, she did not hesitate to kill him. Back at Shetty's house, Kate's mind echoed with countless criticisms from the group. Her eyes were bloodshot from overusing her powers. She was determined to free all the students in the school. Sam, hearing this, also wanted to join. Sooner or later, the organization would find out. If they didn't act quickly, the whole group would surely die. No one dared to stop them. Jordan intended to call school security, but Emma knocked the phone out of her hand. She was worried they would take Sam away. Marie was also at a loss. She decided to stop this. Marie called Andre, but he didn't answer because he was still busy reviewing his father's test results. His father's brain was currently damaged due to the effects of using his powers repeatedly. Andre was very distressed to hear he could not recover. The best option now was physical therapy. During this process, they would find suitable neurological medicine. The prerequisite was that his father must no longer use his powers. Andre, confused, went back to his father. His father held his hand and apologized with regret because he had knowingly ignored what the organization did, but his only purpose was to protect Andre. Meanwhile, the council was holding a meeting. Due to recent incidents, enrollment rates had dropped. They needed to select a student to enter the top 7 to boost their reputation. At this time, Kate had led Sam back to the hospital. With just one punch, he took down the guard. Thanks to her ability to control others' minds, she easily opened all the prison doors. The imprisoned students followed Kate out one by one. Seeing Andre lying on the ground made Kate even angrier. She incited the students to use force, but that caused a serious consequence. After being imprisoned for a long time, everyone was filled with hatred. As long as they were not superheroes, they would kill on sight. When when Jordan's group arrived, it was already too late. The school had become chaotic. Massacres occurred everywhere. Kate used her power to force a media guy to do something foolish. She live-streamed him using a device to control superheroes, blowing his own head off. The council began to panic. They tried to contact Shetty, not knowing she was already dead. Sam went to the art center and immediately fought with the teacher. Fortunately, Emma appeared in time to stop him. They argued, and Sam said words that hurt Emma. He told her she understood nothing. While Emma was outside studying, hoping to become a YouTuber, he was imprisoned and had his spine pierced by them. Emma could only stand silently and cry. Suddenly, she saw herself shrink to a tiny size. Meanwhile, Kate called Andre to inform him she had liberated the Vought Institute. Shetty was also dead. Andre was confused and did not understand what was happening. His father was in the hospital, but he still had to return to the school to investigate. Meanwhile, Sam struggled with his thoughts. He saw Luke appear, advising him not to harm innocent people. Seeing this, Kate told him to give her his hand so she could help. She touched his cheek and told him to be numb. Then he felt emptiness and was ready to kill again. Reluctantly, Marie had to sound the emergency alarm. The sonic wave caused all mutants to have headaches. However, right after that, the system was destroyed by a bearded man. The massacre situation resumed. The council was terrified. Adley told the members to call any superheroes they knew. Whoever killed the rebels would be promoted to the top 7 immediately. She personally called Marie, promising that after this, she would arrange for her to meet her sister. Suddenly, the signal was lost, and helicopters were dispatched to the school. Kate controlled a superhuman to fly up and block the helicopter's rotor. The helicopter's blade broke, and it began to fall freely. Fortunately, Andre was present to control its landing and prevent further casualties. Marie briefed the situation, then they took action. First, they had to persuade Kate. Andre didn't understand why Kate could control so many people. It turned out Shetty had been giving Kate medicine to suppress her powers. Now, without the medicine, she was scared like this. Marie tried to advise Kate to stop, but she refused to listen to anyone. Kate controlled magic to hold Marie back. Now only Andre could stop Kate because he couldn't see his opponent. Marie was punched repeatedly. Marie suddenly remembered the time she checked Newman's blood vessels, so she closed her eyes, used her powers, and successfully sensed magic. As a result, she knocked him unconscious. Andre caught up with Kate and continued to persuade her, but when Kate reached out her hand, he hesitated, fearing being controlled. Sam suddenly charged and attacked. Now he was emotionless, so words were useless. Andre resisted, but it was ineffective. Sam kept attacking his friend. While being strangled, Andre tried to grab an electric baton and shock Sam. Both immediately fainted. Marie ran to Kate and tried to persuade her again. Kate refused to listen, and with Jordan being targeted by the council, Marie angrily cursed. Then Marie used her powers to take down each one. Marie's powers had been upgraded. She could block blood flow to the heart, so no matter who it was, they would die. A student rushed toward the helicopter to assassinate a council member. Warned by Jordan, Marie focused her mind. Surrounded by corpses, she had plenty of blood to use. Marie formed blood blades and then rapidly launched them from a distance at targets. Jordan was so absorbed watching that when he looked back, he realized he had accidentally crushed his friend to death. The two looked at each other affectionately when Kate approached to manipulate Jordan. In the panic, Marie caused Kate's arm to explode. At that moment, the top 1 superhero arrived, but he criticized Marie and attacked her. The media reported that Marie's group was the rebel faction, while Sam and Kate were credited with stopping them and saving everyone. Marie woke up to find herself locked up with Jordan, along with Emma and Andre. Marie widened her eyes and asked where she was, but received no answer. This is the entire content of the film. Thank you all for your attention and watching. Goodbye, and see you again.